What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Brian Watkins, and welcome to another edition of the Brian Watkins channel. My subject today is about why do most black females in America hate the truth? The reason why I am making this video is for other brothers who wanted the same thing. Let's get started. What I've learned, because I have a lot of women in my family, what I've learned about females, in my family, what I've learned mostly is the reason why they hate the truth is because it puts them on blast and leaves them no room for any form of defense mechanism. You know, truth is truth. It's just like pregnancy. Either a woman is pregnant or she ain't. Ain't no in between. Same with having some money. Either you got some or you don't. Whether it's a little amount or a big amount, it's still the same thing. Another reason why I learned why she hates the truth is because they don't like it when you call them on it. It can be one-on-one. They really don't like it when you call them on it in the presence of others. Why? Because they really don't like for black men to come into a knowledge of the raw truth about them. Why? Because it's going to totally change his mentality for the better, and he will be able to empower himself. See, a lot of things I saw in the hood is that, 73% of the homes in the hood are single family homes, and usually the black female is the head of the household. So if there are males in the house, she tries her hardest to keep him away from hearing the truth. And to prove it, I would watch my sisters do it. My mother would do it too sometimes, or just women in general in the hood. Um, if he has lied, hasn't kept his promise, and then he tries to re-enter her life, he is totally disregarded. Why? She's already permanently put him in a file as a liar. And I'm saying that to say this. I catch a lot of so-called flack from black females and black women on the videos I make about these subjects. Now, if what I'm saying on this video and many other videos that I've made about them were lies, they wouldn't even comment. They wouldn't say anything to me. You can look at all of my video titles about them and just scroll down and read the comments. They be real long. They like their own ebook or their own Kindle. Because of what? Because I'm telling the truth. That's what pisses them off. And because I'm doing it in a way where they have no control. What black female owns their own technology corporation that has anything to do with the control of the internet? I don't know of any. And the only one that owns it is Oprah. And I don't consider Oprah a black female. I consider Oprah a black woman. Um, when I was growing up in the hood, they would always hate on her because she would be telling a lot of truthful things about them, and they didn't like that. But they couldn't do nothing about it. But getting back to my original subject, um, she hates the truth because of the fact, okay, she already, in most cases, a black female is a walking scam. Period. It's almost like when you blow a flat tire, and you know that spare you got in the back, and it has them directions on there. Don't get on the freeway with it. Don't go no more than 40 miles per hour, or you could risk having an accident that could cause serious bodily harm or a fatality. Same word. She already a walking scam. You know, because she has totally ignored the realities of truth. So she always want to look for someone that's really not that smart in those areas. She know that he gotta pass certain tests with her. You know, um, does he go to school? Does he work? You know, does he have some form of intelligence to be able to support her front when she's in the presence of herself and of others, to seek certain approval of certain people in her household or in her uh, extended family as well. Okay, but she really don't like. She like boys. She don't like a man. She don't, because she can't handle a man, because a man is always going to tell her the whole truth and nothing but the truth. That's why I get so much flack from them, because they come with no substance. You know, what's bothering them is that they cannot control how many black males have heard what I said about them. And it's the truth. Because if you notice, you can look at all of my comments, fellas, and they say a lot of crazy things, but they never say that I'm lying. Ever. Because they know I'm not lying. They just don't like that you all are coming into such truths about them. It's the truth, I'm being honest. Because, like I said before, and I will always say it, there's three things about her. Number one, she hates the truth. Number two, she's full of lies. Number three, she's always working to deceive you. Because in order for her to behave in that matter, she has to remain that way. I'm not condoning it and I'm not agreeing with it. It's almost like anything else. If you want a job, you know you have to fill out an application. You know you have to go to an interview. If you get the job, you know you got to go to orientation. You know you got to put a week in the hole to get paid. You know, it may be things you don't like, but if you want to eat, you're going to have to go through these cycles in order to obtain that financial compensation. The same with her. See, this internet has caused it for her to be exposed in the worst way, because uh, I make sure when I discuss things, I always make sure that I discuss it thoroughly, you know. And they don't like the truth. They hate it because they have no defense against it at all. This is why a lot of times the first thing that a black female do is try to get a brother away from his friends or anyone that he um, takes advice from higher than her. Why? Because she fears that that person may call her out or expose her. And because of the fact of them eliminating Section 8, she has nowhere to go now. And instead of her taking accountability for her knowingly stupidity, because we live in a society where you don't have to be blind, deaf, and dumb about anything unless you choose to be. For instance, if you're going to finance a vehicle, anything dealing with financing or purchasing, renting, leasing, or is receiving some form of a compensation, they always tell you the ins and outs, the do's and don'ts, the pros and cons before you sign. See, most of them already came in knowing that Section 8 is primarily for the disabled and the senior citizen. So again, most of them are being hypocritical as usual, that they have decided to remove them off and continue to finance and support who it was originally put together for, senior citizens and the disabled. And as you can see in my comments, they leave a lot of crazy comments. I'm like, okay, the video is about the removal of Section 8 from people who didn't qualify for it in the first place. They just gave them a chance to get themselves together, which they never intended to do anything like that. They wanted to stay on it forever. Now that they're being removed, I saw footage where one got it extended until August 17th. 17th, yeah. They talking about this is discrimination. No, it's not. See, they hate the truth. They always try to be slick. If you give them an inch, they try to take a mile. And like I said, they make it bad for black women. You know, black women, that's a totally horse of a different color. Now, I ain't shocked that I've received so-called flack from them about me exposing black females on my channel. Because usually a black woman understands that the truth is very powerful and it's a very useful tool. But black females despise it because it calls them on their bullshit. And they know that they can't fool you anymore. And they try. You know, usually how I do it, I just let them play themselves. It's so easy. I try to get the most out of them with the least effort as possible. And now that we're getting closer and closer to them being removed off of it, one told me that my comment sickens her. And I'm like, okay, well, don't look at my videos. Okay. You know, they never bring nothing to the table but lies. And these lies are premeditated based on circumstances that they have already plotted from A to Z to control in the midst of a black male that is uninformed of their treacherous, demonic mentality. I'm just being honest. You know, and now that they're not going to be able to purchase hair weave, fake nails, fake eyelashes, tattoos, butt injections, Botox, um, breast implants, all this to be fake. Oh, and makeup, yeah, fake. Okay, a liar, war paint. She's done, and she's upset because she's dying, and no one is coming to help her. It's like, well, no. That's why I said, fellas, always constantly keep a journal about females, even a woman that you're dating, and reflect back on it every quarterly to see if she's remained the same, improved, or gotten worse. Because you will be able to select them better. Because she's not gonna a woman or female is not gonna come out and tell you anything. But by being aware of the pros and cons, the good and bad about them, it'll make your life easier. You'll save a lot of time and a lot of money, and you just might save your own life. You know, because they despise the truth. This is why a lot of times they come in provoking you to say and do things that they can use to hold over your head, to dog you. You can find out more about that. I did a video about it called When a Black Woman Marries You, She's Already Looking Forward to the Money She Gets from You After the Divorce. It's all a game to them. And they hate the truth because if the truth is always present, she can't lie about it. She'll try, but she won't be as successful as she intended. Usually when a woman sets out to plan something, they usually get it. But it's how they achieve it that's so booger-nosed funky skank. It's almost like if a grown man wants to pull off something, well, I'm going to go on over here to the elementary school and I'm going to run some game on the kids. Why? The kids are not as exposed to life. So they're not going to know what questions to ask. Only thing kids really like is if you got a big bag of candy and you ain't selfish with it. Right? Right. That's how black females think when it comes to the truth. They hate it. Whew. Especially when you leaning on it after you told them about it. It's a difference if you told them about it and because they watching. They're like, well, let's see how strong his word really is and his actions. So they're going to test you. And when they see that they can't control you with the pussy, after you called them on their bullshit, oh man. You know what I mean? Times I get dissed by women because they can't run no game on me. You know, because I admit, you know, I don't wear earrings or tattoos. Nothing against those who do. You know what I mean? According to them, I'm just, an average guy, Hey, how are you doing everything? I'm from the hood. And they learn that when they try to come with that bullshit. And like, girl, he from the hood. Because he can see right through me. And he the type that let you come all the way in and then get you. Exactly. I learned that from Richard Pryor when the joke he made about the Doberman Pinscher. He said a Doberman Pinscher let you come in the house and steal everything and want to play with you until you're ready to leave. That's when he shows his teeth and you don't make it out. And that's how I look at black females. That's why I always make it a point to make these videos, because they have to be put on blast. They must be exposed all the time, to eliminate it. And it's really no reason to get upset, because they always claim that they got more game than we do. And I'm like, okay, well, if you got more game than we do, it's in every part of history, books, scriptures, that when an evil range of people raise up, they always fall, never to rise again. So I'm sure you saw your behavior in there, and it's starting now through the form of the cutting of Section 8. And welfare is next. And it says, oh, that's next. Because it was not designed to live forever, just for a time. And it's sad because they get upset that I'm telling the truth about them. And I'm like, well, why would I make up these lies and say, oh, well, the black female in America, she is trustworthy. She's God-fearing. You can trust her. You don't have to sleep with both eyes open. Forget one eye. Both eyes open. She ain't gonna sleep with everybody in the house when you at work. Oh, she would never do that. I have nothing but the best to say about her. I thank God for her every day, which is bullshit. No, I'm telling the raw truth. Booger Nose Funky, Dookie Stain, Dookie and Booger, skank funky female who must be exposed. And I'm just baffled that I get so much so-called flack from black women about me exposing them. It's really sad. But it's the truth, you know? Just like a good example. This is how they set you up for you to say and do something stupid to them. They deliberately do things to piss you off. Deliberately. That's almost like if I walk up to a dog and bust him in his nose. Of course he gonna cry. But I go around and say, oh, well, I bust you in the nose. All right, you gonna cry? All right, I'm gonna hold that over your head. Hey, they deliberately do these things. Why? She don't want a good relationship. She don't want a good marriage. Why? That's boring to her. She can't get nothing out of it. But by provoking you to do things that she purposely pressed your buttons to do so, by testing you at all different times when you really wasn't paying attention, like at work, you're studying, going to school, or all of the above, so she can know how to manipulate you and break you down and use it against you for some form of financial gain on an emotional level. That's why a lot of times, fellas, it's okay to like them. You know what I mean? It's fine. Just don't get emotionally attached to it. That's how she'll tell you from the inside out. Reverse the game. Make her always be emotionally attached to you. That way, when it don't work out and you break up, which you will, she'll be the one that can't sleep in that, where you'll sleep just fine. Because always remember, 3 things about a black female. She hates the truth. She's full of lies. She's always working to deceive you. So I'm going to bring my talk to a close. Subscribe to my channel for 2 reasons. I make videos constantly, and I'm running a contest on how you can win cash and prizes. You click that red button so you know exactly what video I'm going to use, because I'll tell you. And I'll say certain phrases in the video, and you have to fill in the blank, because I want you to win. So click that subscribe button right now. Those who like my video, click that you do. Those who don't, click that you don't. And those of you who want to leave comments, I'd like for them to be as civil as possible, do so. Those who wants to be the complete opposite and want to leave uncivilized comments, I will put you on blast. So if you want your 15 minutes of fame, leave it on there. I'll put you on blast. If you don't believe me, look at all the other ones I done did. And guess what? Them was the ones that think I wouldn't do it to them. Okay? Because here's another thing why black females hate the truth in America. See, in the hood, she grew up around guys who've been jocking her ever since she was in junior high school. They didn't finish school and graduated. So all this time, it has swelled up her head tremendously. But it also produced to her that she has serious insecurities when it comes to fear and rejection. She knows just by staying in the hood and being around them type of fellas, she knows that if she ventured out into the real world, she would have to compete against real women. And she can't handle that. Why? Because she knows she'd just be some piece of sand on a big, big beach. So she'd rather remain in the hood, lie to you, gank you and mislead you, so that the spotlight will be constantly more on her than all the other hood rats. That's why I said that's why she hates the truth. So, continue to support the Brian Watkins channel by making a donation in my descriptive link. And don't you go anywhere.